All right, we wanted to run through some highlights from our trades from the last few months from the Better Stock Entries nightly report. Looking at September, October, November, December, January. First off, let's take a look at the market here. We like to coincide our trades. Typically, they line up around the most opportune points on the charts, anyways. But here's a quick snapshot where we were getting more bearish. We saw topping action, held support, got a little more bullish, hit resistance here. So we started to close out some trades, got less aggressive. Right here and right here was where we got very aggressive. And when we run our scans, we also got a ton of setups. That typically happens when we get really nice confluence of confirmation in the market with our trades, and they tend to do very well around those points. A lot of these other times are more noise, but overall we've been very bullish here the last couple months, especially since November, and until basically late this week, where we're up 8 days in a row. It typically just doesn't happen. Last time that happened was 2004. Therefore, we're looking for a pullback, at least in the short term here, to old highs, or maybe to the 21-day moving average. Hopefully not the 50-day, but maybe somewhere in this base. So we are a little bearish here right now. But let's take a look at these trades, and I'm going to go through a run through of a lot of the highlights. We got a ton of trades here that are still open, starting with CTSH. Couple nice setups here back in September. Nice quick pop. Pulled back into support, another nice run, and then it came back. So you could, at a chance, what we're looking for in our service is to make a quick, nice day trade. We'd like it also to turn into a swing trade. So day traders and swing traders both like to use these setups. Ideally, we like to have them then pull back and run into nice longer term trades as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at. First, we're looking at the nice quick move the next day or two, followed by a nice move over the 2 to 7 day time frame. Ideally, we want that first pullback, because you're always going to get a pullback after those first few days. We like them to pull back into support, hold above our profit areas, and then run. Okay, let's take a look at BWLD. Here's an example of a nice quick pop. Pulled back, ran higher as much as 13 or so percent before it started to sell off. So plenty of times to take profit here. CF was also from early September. Quick 10% pop, pulled back, nice run, pulled back again into support, started to top out here, and then it pulled all the way back. If you would have held, you would have been up, hit new highs, but that's not what we're looking to do unless we hold above profit levels. We would have, if we held, it would have got stopped out. So we like to take some profits on the way up and then let part of the position run. In this case, it held support of the 200-day, which is nice, but we're not looking to have a 10, 15, 20% drawdown, 30% drawdown like some of these, actually most of Wall Street likes to do. We're looking for maybe a loss of 5% at the most. On occasion, we'll risk maybe 10, 12%, but that's pretty rare. Typically, we'll keep those stops pretty tight. And our entries are very precise, so we're not looking to ride those out. TRW, nice little pop again. Ran 11% before it came back to a break-even level if you were trying to let it run. Would have eventually ran another, say, 15 points, 30-some percent. But in this case, look for a nice quick move, followed by... Alright, so next trade we had ONXX. Another very nice move right away out of the gates. Ran 21% before losing steam. Once again, we're looking for that nice, quick day trade move if possible. But more ideally, we're looking for the move over the next 1 to 5 to 7 days, that swing trade. That's where we're going to get most of the meat of our moves. Then we want to pull back into support. We want those gains to be digested. In this case, it actually hit the 5 and the 10 period moving average, which is very aggressive. We don't usually look for those to hold. In this case, it did. And then it pushed higher. Another little pullback into support, pushed higher. A big reversal bar, sold off. Actually looks like maybe it's setting up again here, but we're just looking for these nice quick moves. Next up, NTK. This one, pretty low volume, a lot lower volume than we look for normally. Typically, we don't like anything less than 200,000 a day. But we did like the setup. We liked the relative strength. We liked a lot of other things going on here. Held support. And as you can see, very nice trend, up 34%. Plenty of places to take profits if you like along the way. Although, nothing real too concerning. A couple little whipsaws here. But pretty easy to hold that one. DaVita. Dialysis centers. Okay, nice quick pop again. The first couple days. Big heavy volume move, which was what we like to see. Digested those gains. Huge run. Digested those gains. Another move, and then pretty choppy. Definitely will be taking profits along the way up here. With letting some of it run. Pretty sloppy pullback. Broke through the 50-day. We don't like to see that. Broke through the 21-day. Don't like to see that. These are places we would definitely be looking to take some profits on the way down. We like to take it on the way up, but if you're, really using a lot more risk, then that's what you take them with those areas. The position that is still open is up about 16%, consolidating nicely. Still in September, TROW. Nice quick move. Digested the gains, nice quick move, back and forth, kind of chopped around, now up 13%. Kind of a choppy sideways chart, not perfect. Six Flag, beautiful run, about 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Kept running, 10% in 2 weeks. And then very stretched, as you can see, look what happens next. Slices through support on heavy volume. Next day was a disaster, so keep your stops at break even. If you've got a nice big trade, take the profits on the way up. If you would have held longer term, you'd still be up, but we're not looking to ride through these drawdowns. We're looking to keep these winning trades, keep them as winning trades, and protect our profits. AMT, American Tower, quick move, then sideways, huge pop, and then really choppy sideways action. Don't like to hold through this. Another real big move up, and then just some slop. But if you're able to hold through, looks like you're able to hold through after the initial move, after taking some profits, up about 11%. Looking more tight and orderly in this area here. All right, we've also got Joy Global trade back here. Normally a lot too choppy for what we like to look at, but it did have a nice gain. Ran right up into the 200-day moving average. Huge reversal day. That's just a screaming sell. And if you didn't, you got stopped at a break even. Once again, could have held on and continue up to new highs, but we're not looking for that. We're looking to re-enter over in this area before a big move. We're not looking to hold through these big moves down. Taser, another great move. Got in over here, quick run, huge pop. Digested that for a while, another huge pop. Sideways action, held the 50-day. We were suggesting profit taking along the way here, on the way up. Once you get back here, if you held, you felt pretty good once it held this area and had this nice move up here on heavy volume. But you just don't want to hold the whole position, because why give it all back? But in this case, ran to new highs, up 62% on this trade. Real nice one there for Taser. End of October, BAP trade. Nice quick swing trade followed by a huge intermediate term move. Up 24%. Little maintenance here. Next up, HSNI. We had a couple trades. This first one here, real quick pop. Looks like over 10+%. Pulled back into support. Another entry here. Ran up, two trades up 15 and 17%. Plenty of opportunities to take profits along the way. Home Depot. We had a look at an entry back here. $10.24. got stopped out. Well, actually held support, ran up, chopped along. Probably a good trade to bail out of. Another entry over here recently this month. Nice move higher. Fossil 1024. Not the kind of entries we like. Got looks like we got confirmed. Got in the trade, held support. Had to sit through this for a few days before we finally got the big moves up into resistance, and then you got slammed back down before earnings. We want to be out before earnings. Looks like it came down here, flushed out a lot of the weak hands, and then ran. We were long out of this trade though. Stopped out after about a 6% move. And at the same time period, we had an entry on Coors, Michael Kors. Right back here. A little bit of profit on the first day. Back to break even the next day. Held support, popped, reversed. Time to get out. Little 6% pop. Nothing too to get excited about. Rim. This is one to get excited about. Big pop out of the gates. Consolidation. Broke through resistance. Now, typically what happens here, when you've got a name with a huge short following, huge short squeezes happen around these resistance levels. This happened here. We held support the 50-day. This told us this thing's setting up. A little base on base pattern, bottoming out pattern. When we haven't liked RIM, we thought it was a terrible company. Doesn't matter. We look at the charts, we look at the technicals. It was bottoming out. Quick pop. Pulled back. Higher highs into support, into resistance. Now, typically, this is where the shorts line up. They go to these pretty obvious areas like the 200-day, old highs, things like that, old lows. And in this case, they didn't show up. So you had a huge gap up the next day. The shorts tried one more time. It held the old resistance level. Old resistance turning into support is a very good sign. And then sure enough, huge run. Up 118%. HSNI, we saw this recently. Another November 9th entry here. This one was perfect. Pretty safe trade, up 15%. Canadian Pacific Railway. I mean, trains don't sound too exciting, but doesn't matter. Charts are telling us it was setting up, and we got a huge 20% gain. Held support at the 50, held support at the 21-day, holding support at the 5 and the 10 day moving averages. Very, very good signs. CI, Cigna, huge move, 14%. Held support. Pretty perfect setup. You had a huge move up, pull back into support. This reversal bar is very nice, closed at the top of the range, and triggered the next day, followed by a big run. Visa, held support, big run up 14%. Now you look, we're mid-November. This was the area where we saw bottoming, right here, November 16th. When we see bottoming like this, we get more aggressive. We put out more trade setups, and odds favor a pop at this support, especially with the bar like this on heavy volume bottoming action. A nice run. I mean, this little meatless move allows us to make some really nice gains. It also allows us to get into positions with nice profits before they pull back. When they pull back, it allows us typically to stay in those positions and let them run. That's why we like to time it with the market. All right. November 19th. Huge day. Ton of trades. AMP. Nice entry. 15% run. AVY. Avery Dennison. 12% run. Flowserve. 14% run. First Solar. 49% run, timed it with the market. Saw bottoming confirmation here. Huge run. AOS. Now you notice, there's a 17% run. You notice most of these have support nearby. We're entering in a risky market. We thought it was bottoming. We still want to have support nearby. In this case, the 50-day moving average. We hope that holds. We hope these old lows hold. If they don't and we go down to the 200-day, that could be disastrous. It could happen, but nice trend, stayed intact. These trades worked out. Amazon, beautiful bottoming action. Right down to the 200-day. We nailed the bottom. Huge run. Consolidation into support. Another huge run. Up 24% on this trade. Obviously, be taking some profits along the way and then let the rest run. But we're at new highs with this one. Who knows? This thing's probably going to keep going. MXIM. Nice bottoming action. Not the most ideal chart. Too much sideways movement, but we nailed the bottom. 15% gain. We don't like to see this chop. This whipsaws back and forth with the gaps. But we have such a nice gain, such a nice profit cushion, such nice support zones here to protect us. We can just kind of take a step back, let it run, let it breathe, and it's what it's doing. Heavy volumes coming in, hitting new highs. Looks like another one on Canadian Pacific Railways, up 20%. Well, it looks like the other one was up more than that then. This was the November 19th setup. Another one right here, near the same area. Dine Equity, couple nice setups here. Pulled into support. We had another one in December, up over 19%. Travelers Group held support. Had to sit through a couple days of sideways consolidation before we got a huge pop up here with big volume. Came back, broke through support here, reversed. Actually, this would have been another entry day here, except you gapped. But decent trade, 10%. It's nice when you get these big moves in these big caps. They tend to hold support and resistance levels a lot better. All right, APKT, we're in December. 19% move. Caught a pullback here after a nice base on base movement. Quick pop. Made quick money. Pull back into support. Another nice move. A lot of choppiness, which we don't like to see when we first get in a trade. But like we said, we have nice profit. We can let this thing breathe. It's holding the 21-day moving average. Even if it comes all the way down to the 200-day or the 50-day, we're still making money. So just let this one breathe, let it run. Next up, LinkedIn. It's been a tough one to get into. Got chopped back here. Nothing to, maybe a trade here we didn't take, but still a lot of choppiness. But we did get in here. Quick move, pull back, hit new highs, up 12% on this one. MasterCard, one of our favorites. We've been entering this one for years, going back 2009. Another nice entry here. Pretty low maintenance once we're in, up 10%. Gapped up, had a huge run, pulled back into support, and probably getting ready to take off again. We'll wait for that though. We're not just going to pile in. Going to wait for another setup. Salesforce, quick pop that same day. We like to see that. Consolidated, hitting new highs now, and up. Let's take a look here. Up about 10%. Caterpillar, caught it right here. Big run up into resistance. About a 10% run in a few days. You could have, held through this, but we put out a note hitting resistance, reversal bar, probably good idea. 7 days in a row. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days up in a row. Probably good to just get out of that one. Discovery Communications, 12% move. Nice entry here. Actually, we had to go through a little bit of a drawdown here. Held support, though, at the 21 and the 50-day. Nice pop. Got in a little early. Came back into support. Gapped up. Another nice run. Holding support. Picking up momentum. Excuse us. Excuse me here. ADTN. This one's up over 17%. You notice once we get closer to the 200-day, you reversed. So this will probably pull back here, make another run at it, try to get through this resistance. We may look to take some more off the table once we get up there, though. May not get through. Oracle. We got in over here. Got a nice quick move. Gap up. Pull back into support. Gap up. Nice sideways consolidation above old highs. Exactly what we like to see. Making a little base on base formation. Up 10%. Probably getting ready to take off again. VRX 11% run. Here's DineEquity again, 19%. Celgene. Beautiful trade. Perfect trade set up into support. It was great for day, swing, and position trades. 23% pulling back. Definitely take profits on the way up here. Another nice trade here. Picked a bottom on DuPont. Hitting resistance. Probably will sell off. So look to take profits on this one. Another blast from the past. Crocs. Nice quick move. 14%. Pulled back here. Typically we would get out, but since we're still up, you've got support here. The 50-day is pretty much where our entry was. If it can break through this, it could keep running, but not the most ideal situation right now, but still made around 14% at one point on this one. Philip Van Heusen Corp. Nice base on base here. Another one here. Make another one here. We got in here. Already up about 6%. Hitting new highs. Got support down here at 112. We'll see what happens. Also, support at the bottom of this old base around 106. We'll just let this one run. AMCX. Quick pop. The day we got in, 5%. Pulled back into support. And now we got some big players coming in this one. It's been up every day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days. And you got some people in here either shorts covering or some big institutions who don't know how to work orders. They're putting in market orders. And this thing only trades a few 100,000 a day. What happens there? You put in a share to buy 40,000 shares. The thing's going to run like crazy. No one's going to sell to you at the market price. They're going to move their ass out of the way, and then they're going to slam it back down. So these people are someone doesn't know how to work these orders, but it's okay. That kind of tells us that this thing is maybe has some good institutional backing behind it. It might keep running here. Intel, quick 5%, 6% move. Let's put out a note to sell before earnings. And sure enough, he gapped down, would have got stopped out of break even. Ross Stores, we were short this one from back here, and we got long again. What we liked here, downtrend, 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 broke above the downtrend, held support, gave us a nice entry, and now you get not only institutions coming back in, you get some shorts covering, and we're heading back to this old resistance level, see what happens here. But for now, we got some decent little gains, about 6%. Similar situation on Home Depot, although this one's been running for quite some time. Had a trade back in here in August as well. Pretty much caught the whole meat of this move. eBay, up another 5.5% on this one. Michael Kors, 6% gain on this one, up about 4 or 5 days in a row. And members, we did put out the note on Friday. Probably 8 days in a row, market's been up. That hasn't. Last time that happened was 2004. Definitely a good idea of taking some money off the table there. If we're up again on Monday, if we don't gap lower, we would definitely be looking to sell tomorrow early, take some profits. And like we showed you, if you've got resistance or support nearby, let it run. You got a nice profit cushion. Let some of these things run. Let them breathe. But definitely be taking money off the table, especially once we're up so many days in a row. All right, that's it for now. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@betterstockentries.com. You can also send an email at brettm@specialisttrading.com or reach us at 310-844-7220.